Hey, what's up everybody? I had a piece of metal, kind of like this one, just a regular piece of iron, not steel. And I'm trying to do something with it, but it ain't gonna work. I got this other one. This here, this used to be a part off one of our machines, our rotary press. That could be a guard of some sort. We took it off. It's worthless as a guard. I'll just tell you that. Anyways. What I wanted to do with this dang thing was cut a piece out of it, make a knife. I have no experience in making knives ever in my life, and I don't have a forge or a foundry. I don't have a foundry or anything like that. I do have a torch, but I don't think a MAPP gas torch is going to get hot enough to treat this thing, to harden it, to whatever, vulcanize it. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm just going to try to make a knife out of this piece of steel and just wing it and go as I might learn something here. So bear with me, and I'm gonna, first thing I gotta do is cut a big section out of this thing. It's gonna be a hand knife. It's gonna be a fixed blade, and it's gonna have a handle on it. So I'm gonna have to go and cut a big section out of here and lay out what I need to what design I want to make. So let's get started. Well, I got everything, I got it all grounded down with the angle grinder, and I got all the paint and rust and everything off of it. And today I drawn on the knife the shape I want it to be. So there it is. You can see, and it has a bunch of the bench grind in there. You can see all the marks and stuff, the nicks and everything. So then I started thinking, I go, why not use an orbital sander? Because I have to hand sand this. Why not use an orbital sander and start out with like 60 grit, and then go up to 80, and then go up to 100, 150, and so on, all the way up to polishing compound or something to get the mirror finish that I want. So I put my 60 grit on it, and this is what I got. You can see a difference from the back here up to here. I still have some nicks and stuff still in there, as you can see. I think it's working really quick. There's only like 5 minutes on there. So I'm gonna have to put an edge on it first, but I gotta mark out where I'm gonna put my handle, and then that's the only part I'm gonna polish is the blade. So, and I still have to drill holes for the handle. But that 60 grit, that's gonna be an okay size knife. It's kind of thick, beefy, but let's step on. Let's keep on with the 60 grit, and then I'll do both sides, and then we'll go to the 80, and then keep going up. What I got now is I got a bunch of these little discs. I just stacked them up on a mandrel, and then I'm just going to use them to put an edge on the back of the blade. I don't want to use the big monster angle grinder because that'll take too much off at one time, and this way I can go bit by bit, go halfway across on this side, then go halfway across on that side. Well, what I decided to do was the Dremel was taking it off, but it was too uneven, and I brought my workbench thing up here, and it's raining, so I'm using a file. I'm going to file it. It gets a better angle, a more consistent angle on it, so that's what I've been working on for the past month, 2 or 3 minutes. And I'll continue on this side, and I'll flip it over and do it on the other side until I get it to where I want it. Well, I got it as far as I want to go right now. I got the edge on it. It's not sharp. It's a tiny bit sharp, but I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna start working on this part now. And I'm gonna take all these nicks and stuff out of this blade. You can let me get a little closer. You can see this still has nicks in it. Like this long one right here. And I'm gonna take all this out and then with the sander. So let's get going. See it, taking them out. And again, it works so fast because this isn't hardened steel. This isn't high carbon steel. It's just regular, or iron. It's just a regular piece. You know, if this was you know, like a file, what you want to really make a knife out of is a file, it would take a lot more to sand this down. So I'm going to keep on going and working at it. Well, this is what I got all the way up to 220 on my my sander. So now I have to start working with wet and dry sandpaper. So it's getting there pretty good though. It seems like I could have took some more nicks out of there, but it looks okay so far. Well, I just got done with 600 wet sandpaper. It's almost there. You could see that. I got a small nick right here, like a slight imperfection. I'm sure you can see it. And on this side I got a little bit more. I could go back with some sandpaper and hand sand it and start all over again. I might, I don't know. So now I'm going to use this Turtle X, the heavy duty cleaner rubbing compound, and they have a lighter duty too. I got the heavy one, so we're going to try this out real quick and see if I can get that mirror finished that I've been looking for. It's going to take a little bit of rubbing, but you know what? A little bit of elbow grease ain't gonna kill anybody to do anything. Some people it just might, but you know. Alright, let's clean it up. See what we got. Yeah, it seems like it worked a little bit better. Not much. That's, yeah. That's okay. It's not super what I wanted, but I could always go back again and with like maybe the 320 sandpaper. But you know what? I might just go back and do this too, because that's bugging me too much. I'll probably go back with some sandpaper, hand sand it, start it like real low grit, maybe 60, and just work my way back up again. It shouldn't take that long. In the meantime, I got to grind this round, and I got to get a handle for it, so yeah, get some rivets and stuff. So that's it so far, and I'll keep working on it. Well, I got as smooth as I think I'm going to get it, as polished as I think. I might hit it again, I don't know. But anyways, I put 3 holes there. Not perfect. I don't have a drill press here. My drill press is at work. And for rivets, so I went to the store and I'm looking for brass, like a black brass rod that I couldn't find any. So I bought a 3/8 inch aluminum rod. It was like 3 foot long. I could use it for other stuff. For the pins that'll fit in there, and I'll put the handle around it, and I'll glue it all together with some epoxy or something, and then grind these flat along with the handle. And I was looking at some wood out in my shed, and I had an 1.5 inch walnut from a walking stick that I made a few years ago. I had an extra piece, and I measured it out on the sides, and it's just as wide as the thing I made. What luck, huh? So now I just have to drill the holes into place, put the pins in there, hammer them down, and sand it and grind it to the shape that I want the handle. So it'll be a little bit before I get to that. Well, I had to redo all the wood. The wood wouldn't work. I ended up drilling the holes in the wrong spots. So the pins didn't work either because they weren't really long enough. So I got a whole new piece of wood, a block of wood. I drilled the holes for the pins, and now I just have to epoxy everything together and then shape it down to the size, to the shape I need. So it took a little bit, but yeah, what the heck. All right, let's get on to that. So I had it clamped up with some epoxy for a couple hours. Let's take the clamps off and see what we got. Alright, the epoxy really glued on there. So now I have to shape it. I'll take it outside and with my Dremel and just shape it down to the handle I need, and then should be almost done. I probably have to put an angle on here with some files and stuff like that, and maybe polish it up a little bit more. But I'll get the shape in this thing, see what we can get. I'm using this bit to grind it away so much that I can get it down with the sand. I'm going to use a metal grinding disc for this, the rivets, and then I'll use a sanding drum to get it down to where it's more comfortable. It's too thick right now, so it's going to take a while. Well, I'm all done sanding it. As good as I'm going to waste my time on it anymore. Now I'm going to put some tung oil on it, if I can open this up without breaking my fingernail. Don't break the blade. This is the tung oil I use, so get oiling it up. I'm going to put a couple coats of this on there. See the color difference when I put it on. It really brings the grain out really nice. Look at that. You just rub it in really good. It's kind of hard to get down in that little corner there. That's it. You see that there compared to that. I'm going to start rubbing it on. I don't know what kind of wood this was. We were using these for corner posts inside boxes to staple through. And it looks, I'm thinking, if you know what it is, let me know. It looks like mahogany. I'm really not sure. But I've seen how good they looked. They look like a nice piece of wood, so I took a couple of them and I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a couple of these and use them for something, and about 5 years later I'm using it for this. So there you go. I'll let that dry and I'll put another coat on it and we'll see where we go from there. Well, I'm finally finished. I got everything done on it. I polished it again. I tried sharpening it. It didn't do the best of job, and I put that oil on it, that tung oil, and here it is. Here's the finished product. It's not the best, but I learned some different things what I would do better, and that would be to drill the holes more even. And I probably wouldn't use epoxy to glue these together somehow, because it kind of oozed out here, right here, and stuff like that. But I got it all done. It's not perfect. I would have made the blade longer too. So this is it. I'll probably just give it to somebody, because what am I going to do with it? So that's about it. It took a little time, and as the old saying goes, in order to understand something, it's you make one, you know. So, and that pretty much rings true here. So I learned a few things along the way, and I hope you liked the video. And I'd like to leave you with a little bit of a saying I like to use. It takes a bigger person to apologize to somebody when you did them wrong than it does to make up an excuse as to why you shouldn't. Thanks for watching.